Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Sorry it's been a while. Today we're going to be putting the top end on the Rotax. The first thing we want to do is hone the ports inside the cylinder because these cylinders were just bored out to a larger size and the edges are still really sharp from the boring. The reason we want to do that is to prevent the rings from catching on any of the sharp edges. It's really unlikely anyway, but it has happened. So if you look right here, you can see the ports I'm talking about. All these edges need to be filed down some, just with a little hand file to smooth them down and make sure the rings don't catch. There's no need to go crazy with it. You're just looking for it not to be sharp anymore when you run your fingers across the edges of the ports. Okay, so now we're going to start filing these ports a little bit to take that edge off. My favorite file is this file. It's a half flat, half round file. It's just a slight round. It's easier to get to the corners of the ports with it. So now we're going to start this filing. Alright, so after you file it a while, you want to check it and feel it and make sure, see if it's smooth or not to your touch. You just want the edge to be broken on it. It doesn't have to be totally round or anything like that. Now that we got the exhaust ports done, we're going to go ahead and do the boost ports next from the top right here. Okay, now that we got the boost ports done, we'll start working on the transport ports. Since we're already down here on the bottom, we'll start on these right here. Now I'll flip it back over to finish the transfer ports on the top side. Okay, so we've gotten all our filing done. All of the edges are smooth transitions. Now we need to blow it out with some compressed air. And then first I'll wipe it all down with some Chem Tool, and then I'll wipe it all down with a coat of 2-stroke oil, because I'm not sure how long it'll be before I put this engine completely back together, and I don't want these rusting. Okay, so now we're going to blow it off the cylinders with the compressed air to get any of the loose metal flakes out. I'll wipe it out with some solvent to make sure there's no grease or cuttings left in it, basically. Okay, now we get those clean. We're going to put a little oil in there now after that. This is just regular 2-stroke oil. Okay, now that we've got the cylinders ready, we're going to set those aside and start to get the rest of the bottom end here ready. Okay, we've got the bottom end here. The first thing we're going to have to do is attach the pistons to the connecting rods. For that, of course, we'll have our big piston pins and new circlips. Always use new circlips when you're replacing pistons. Don't ever reuse the circlips. and of course new wrist pin bearings. Alright, we got our new pistons here. On these pistons there is an arrow on top that points towards the exhaust port on this engine, and on this engine that's also the same way as the intake. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is put some oil on the bearing here to make sure that's lubricated. I also like to put a little oil on the piston pin, makes it just kind of go in easier, and well, just makes everything easier. Before we put the piston on, I always like to put on one clip. It just makes it a whole lot easier. Otherwise you're trying to get both clips in, and usually the one on the inside can be pretty tricky if you can't get to it. Because remember, the arrow points towards the exhaust, so we're going to want to put it in on this side of this piston. I'm just going to use some needle nose to put it in because that's what I have here. I usually also get the pin started before I go in with it. Makes it a little bit easier also. You don't want the bearing to fall out and go in the engine like that. That will cause problems. Alright, our piston is in. Of course, remember on two-stroke to always make sure you're locating pins for your rod or rings are still in the right place also. I'm going to turn the engine now to put that other circlip in, because this one can be kind of tricky. Okay, get one set in. Okay, got that one in. Sometimes they can be a little tricky. We're going to repeat the same thing for the other side. So the next step, of course, is putting on the cylinders. The main thing here is you want to make sure they're going on the right way. Again, when you get to this step, you want to really make sure that those rings are lined up with their pins on a two-stroke. Otherwise, you're going to break a ring. Alright, we got it. Okay, the next step is installing the head and head gasket. So first we'll install the head gasket. If you look at the head gasket, it can actually only go one way on this engine, but generally the ridges on a gasket are kind of go up on the head gaskets. Always make sure that clears on all sides, because this engine is actually bored quite a bit over from factory. Of course, a two-stroke couldn't be any easier putting the head back on. Okay, the next step is to put all the cylinder head bolts and cylinder nuts on. Of course, we're going to Loctite all these also. I'll go ahead and put the nuts on first. Start putting the cylinder head bolts in. Okay, now that that's out of the way, we can start the torque sequence. On this engine, Rotax calls for each bolt first being torqued down to 133 inch-pounds, and then following the sequence again, torqued down to 25 foot-pounds. Okay, so now we'll set our torque wrench to the final torque of 25 foot-pounds. So I just realized I forgot one. Okay, and our engine short block is finished. Next, we're going to start installing the engine accessories like the rave valves, the reed valves, and of course the starter and ignition and coil pickups over here.